Hello and welcome to EDCI 570, and this is module number 6. Let's go ahead and get started. Share my screen. And here we go. This is the home page, and I will go in and click on module 5 to module 6, or from the home page to module 6. And with module 6, we are getting into the middle of the semester. This is the midpoint for the modules. So please know that we're getting to the midterm, and look at the assignments, look at the points that have been posted, and if there's anything missing, do not hesitate to let me know. Let me know if there's some things that you submitted that are not showing in your points. So let's go into what we're going to do in module 6, the photo I took. And there are two places in Idaho that I think have the most incredible photos. One is the photo I've got here. It's looking east towards Wyoming. It's in eastern Idaho towards Wyoming at the Tetons, the Grand Teton Peak. This is northeast of Rexburg. Just beautiful. It's actually beautiful no matter what time of the year you're over there. The other really good spot is near Stanley, looking back at the Sawtooth. Those are my two favorite places in Idaho to take pictures. So as we get into this module, the first thing is to watch this introduction, which you're doing now. Then to read chapters 10 and 11. And as with all the readings, I post questions to consider as you're looking through, as you're reading through, as you're going through the material. Also have provided the supplemental PowerPoints. Use these as a study guide and use it as you see fit. As you go through the readings, as you go through the material, use the textbook, use the PowerPoints, use whatever supplemental material that's provided or that you find to help you. Be cognizant of your learning style and how these may help you to better learn, better understand the material, better understand and become a better consumer of research. So the chapter 10 PowerPoint loading, and again, use this as you see fit. Use the text as you see fit. And then chapter 11, here you go. Chapter 10 is on experimental designs. Chapter 11 is on correlational designs. One thing to remember with research, especially quantitative, is correlation does not mean causation. Just because you have a correlation does not mean that one variable is the reason, the independent variable is the reason that there's a change in the dependent variable. Right now, especially with COVID, there's a lot of debate going on about the science and about whether or not the shutdowns, whether or not the mandates, whether or not the mask mandates, whether or not there really is a correlation and whether or not there's a causation. I've read a lot of studies concerning that, and there hasn't been that I've seen a quantitative study, true quantitative, using experimental design that shows that wearing masks do lead to less incidences of COVID. There's no study that I've seen that shows that there's a statistically significant difference between wearing the mask and not wearing a mask. And I'm pointing that out, not to say that you should wear a mask or shouldn't wear, but the study, the research, the science just isn't complete on that. And we haven't been able to have a complete understanding of the data that's come in. And it goes back to, with correlation again, just because there's a correlation doesn't mean that there's causation. So be very wary of that as a consumer of research. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get back to our page here. I'm also providing a couple videos here, recordings, YouTube videos. One's on an introduction to experimental designs, and I will also, just so that we acknowledge in social sciences and education, it is very difficult to conduct a true experiment, especially when we go in and we do research on minors, on younger students. I know I've worked with grad students who are excited that there's a new technique for teaching math, and they want to have a control group. And one thing to take into consideration with an experiment design, you've got those students who are getting the treatment, the new method of teaching math, and then to be a true experiment, there's a control group. So that those students, they're not having the opportunity to have that new type of math teaching, and that's where there's ethical issues that come into place when we try to do experimental controlled research, especially with K through 12. I use the example as I'm a father of a student, but they're not going to be able to use this, be a part of the class that has the new math, the math teaching, and it's supposed to be really good, but my student, my son or daughter doesn't get that opportunity, and I might not be very happy about that. So again, you see the ethical issues as we try to attempt to do our research and do things, use experimental design. The second one is on correlations, and it'll go into more how about correlational designs in quantitative research. Then at the end, got the module where you can post your reflection. And I'll get my 2 cents up there, and then click on here to go to the quiz. So that concludes introduction to module 6. As I said at the beginning, please go in, check your grades, check the points that have been submitted. Let me know if anything is missing. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. And again, we are almost to the midterm of the semester. So hopefully things are going well. And hopefully we're going to come out of winter here and get into a beautiful spring. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.